Hello everyone, in today's video we will talk about substrate for your shrimp tank. So we will talk about everything you need to know about substrate, the types of substrate and which type is preferable for which type of shrimp, etc. Now first let's get started with the type of substrate. There are actually two types of substrate, active substrate and inert substrate. Active substrate changes the pH level of the aquarium water, so that's why it's called active substrate, and it is preferable for shrimp species that prefer a lower pH environment like Cardina species shrimps, Sulawesi species shrimps. If I are to give some more example like crystal red shrimp, crystal black shrimp, tiger shrimp, such like that. On the other hand, inert substrate don't change the pH of the water, so it doesn't react to the water. So Neocardina species shrimps like red cherry shrimp, snowball shrimp, and then again blue cherry shrimps, these are well suited for inert substrate. Now you can keep Neocardina species shrimps in active substrate too. They won't mind, but you can't keep Cardina species shrimps or tiger shrimps or Sulawesi shrimps in an inert substrate. They require an active substrate to thrive well. So these are the basic differences between inert substrate and active substrate. Now, if you want some example, for active substrate, some example can be fluval shrimp stratum. This is an active substrate. There is also Brightwell Rio Escuro, Brightwell Rio Cafe. These are also very popular active substrate options. So if you want to keep Cardina species shrimps, then these substrates will do well. On the other hand, for inert substrate, you have options like pool filter sand, then aquarium gravels. These are inert substrate. You can also use something like eco complete planted aquarium substrate. So this substrate is an inert substrate, but you can also use it for a planted tank. So if you want to keep your shrimps in a planted tank, if you want to put real plants there, then you need something like eco complete planted aquarium substrate. Now the thing is, how much substrate do you need for your tank? If you are going for a planted aquarium, planted shrimp tank, stuff like that, then the ideal depth of substrate will be 1 to 1.5 inches. Now there is no need to put 1.5 inches substrate at equal depth throughout the whole tank. You can actually do what we experienced aquarists do, is you can create a level of substrate. So in the back there will be a higher substrate depth, but in front the depth will start to decline. So in the front, so from the front side of the aquarium, you will only see about half an inch of substrate depth, but in the back the substrate depth will be higher. It will create a good visual effect, and people will think like there is a lot more space inside the aquarium if you set it up that way. And in the back of the aquarium where the substrate depth is higher, you will put stem plants or plants that grow larger, those kinds of plants. But in the front you can put carpet plants, dwarf hair grass, those kinds of plants. Now, some shrimp keepers also recommend keeping shrimps in a bare bottom tank. Bare bottom tank means the shrimps, there will be no substrate, so the shrimps will be just on the glass. I don't recommend that because it doesn't look visually pleasing, and also I don't think this is good for shrimps because shrimps like to graze on stuff. So if there is substrate, there will be lots of algae on the substrate and other stuff. So shrimps will graze on them throughout the whole day. That will not happen if your tank is a bare bottom tank. So that's why I don't recommend a bare bottom tank. I will recommend having any type of substrate. Especially if you're having new Cardina shrimps, then you can just go for a pool filter set if you're not into planted tank. But shrimps typically do well in planted tanks, so that's another thing to consider. Now, another thing is, do you want a dark colored substrate or a light colored substrate? Now, here I always recommend a dark colored substrate because in a dark colored substrate, the shrimps will enhance their body color. So in a dark colored substrate, if your tank has dark colored substrate, then the shrimps will look more colorful. They will show a richer, vibrant color instead of putting them in a light colored substrate. It is because shrimps are naturally, they do camouflage themselves in the environment to protect themselves from other predators. So in a light colored substrate, the shrimps will lower the intensity of their body color to get well matched with the background substrate. On the other hand, if the substrate is dark, then the shrimp will actually enhance their body color, so that they do match well against the background of the tank or the environment. That's why we recommend a dark colored substrate, so the shrimps can truly enhance their color, enhance their body color. So that's it. That's all about substrate. I hope you have found today's video helpful. If you did, please give a thumbs up and let me know on which topic I shall make my next video. Till then, take care.